This meeting will come to order at 4:01 p.m. We're now holding a meeting of the ASI Student Senate. As per ASI bylaws, I will begin with a land acknowledgement. The Fresno State campus sits in the midst of the San Joaquin Valley, a valley rich in the traditions and representation of Native American peoples and cultures. We are grateful to be in the traditional homelands of the Yakuts and Mono peoples, whose diverse tribal communities share stewardship over this land. Thank you for joining me in this acknowledgement. I will now take roll. President Van Oven?
Present.
VP of Zamudio Tejas?
Present.
VPEX Flores?
Present.
Senator Blodgett?
Present.
Senator Camley?
Present.
Senator Chaudhary?
Present.
Senator Dubois?
Present.
Senator Firstman?
Present.
Senator Garabedian?
Present.
Senator Guzman?
Present.
Senator Hall?
Present.
Senator Hogue?
Present.
Senator Howdigi?
Present.
Senator Kisby?
Present.
Senator Monzo?
Present.
Senator Mora?
Present.
Senator Renteria?
Present.
Senator Rivera?
Present.
With a count of 15 senators present and 4 executives present, we've hit quorum. We will now proceed to item 3.0, public comment. Public comment is a time for any member of the public to address the Senate on any issue affecting Associated Students, Inc. and or California State University, Fresno. You can either address your concern live during the meeting at the allotted time, or you can send your comment ahead of time via email to asi-vice-president@mail.fresnostate.edu. We will now open the floor to public comment. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to speak. If there is any public comment, please approach the podium.
Hi everyone, I'm Kamala. I'm a third-year student here, and I'm coming to speak on a parking issue here at Fresno State. So recently, Kamala Extended Instagram account and then Kamala S, my Instagram account, posted a survey about parking because students were reaching out about getting ticketed wrongfully. So because of the new digital parking pass, a lot of students have that pass, including me, and we are getting wrongfully ticketed for not having a parking permit displayed, even though it is digital. And so in this survey, we got 13 responses, including myself. And some numbers of it is 8 tickets were given after 6 p.m. even with a green parking pass in yellow areas like by the library. 5 tickets were not after 6 p.m. but they were told they didn't have a pass shown even though they had a a digital green parking pass. And so the main reason that people said was no permit was displayed is what the trafficking told them. And 10 appealed the parking pass and some of them did get it appealed and some of them did not. So, for example, for me, I got 2 tickets. One of them was after 6 p.m. here in P30, even though I have a green digital parking pass. And another one was in P20, a green parking lot, even though I have a green digital parking pass. Mine, I contested them and they did get contested. But I just really wanted to bring this up because regardless of if these get appealed and students don't have to pay, they shouldn't have to go through this process because they bought the parking pass, and parking is already a burden for students. And so I know that the Senate passed giving up their parking spots recently, so I think it's fair to assume this should be a priority of the Senate. So I really wanted to come and bring this up to you guys, and really a lot of students are really worried about it, and I really hope ASI does something about it. Whether it's just there seems to be a lack of communication with trafficking or something in the system, I really thought this would be the space to bring it. So thank you for hearing me out, and thank you.
Thank you for speaking today. Thanks for speaking today during public comment. Is there anyone else here today for public comment? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will be moving on to action item 4.0, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion on the floor today? Senator Garabedian?
I motion to amend the agenda with the addition of action item 7.5, financial consent calendar. This item will be allotted 5 minutes and will be led by Vice President of Finance, Zamudio Tejas.
Thank you. Is there a second to this motion? Senator Camley?
I second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or debate regarding this motion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll be doing a voice call vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All against say no. Any abstentions? Seeing and hearing none, the motion passes. The floor is still open for motions. Senator Dubois?
I motion to approve the revised agenda.
Okay, is there a second? Senator Kisby?
I second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion and or debate? Seeing and hearing none, I'll be doing a voice call vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All against say no. Any abstentions? Seeing and hearing none, the amended agenda passes unanimously. Thank you. Next, we will be moving on to action item 5.0, approval of the minutes. I will open the floor for motions on the Senate will review the minutes from the ASI Student Senate meeting held on March 12, 2025. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Dubois.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. Senator Chaudhary. Okay. Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing and hearing none, I will be doing a voice call vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All against say no. Any abstentions? Seeing and hearing none, the minutes pass unanimously. We will now move forward to item 6.0 reports. First is item 6.1, campus resource reports. Each speaker presenting a campus resource report will have 4 minutes to address the student senate. Are there any campus resource reports today? Seeing and hearing none, move forward to item 6.2, campus administration reports. In the same way, each campus administration report will have 4 minutes to speak to the senate today. Are there any present? Seeing and hearing none. We'll move forward to item 7.0, new business. We will now open the floor on action item 7.1, classroom safety and temperature resolution. The Student Senate has reserved 20 minutes for this item. Senator Hall will be presenting on a resolution that she has led, along with survey data to accompany the resolution. Senator Hall, whenever you're ready, if you'd like to stay seated or go up, it's up to you.
Okay, I'll just stay seated.
Of course.
Probably many of you know that since the beginning of my term as a senator, I've been working on a memorandum to address, resolution, not a memorandum, to address the AC and building quality. I know at the beginning of the fall semester, there was a lot of issues with AC not working and classrooms being overheated. And then when it got to the winter months, there was issues with heating. And then that kind of got us on a rabbit hole where we discovered a lot of building quality issues, whether that was like mold or just repairs that needed to be made. And so we have I wrote a resolution with the help of Freddie, and we consulted the union, and they gave statements in support of this, kind of showing their testimony and why this is affecting them. And we're bringing it to the Senate today to vote on, and hopefully get this passed and presented to the university and get some of these issues fixed and addressed. So if there's any questions, I'm obviously open to taking any.
Yeah, the floor is open for any questions for Senator Hall, and any questions for me since I helped her with the survey and the resolution as well. Seeing and hearing none, is there anything else you'd like to say prior to me opening the floor?
I don't think so. I think that
Okay,
generally sums it up.
got it. Well, if there are no questions, no discussion, I'll open the floor for motions on this item. Senator Dubois.
Motion to approve the resolution.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Kisby.
I second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing and hearing none, I'm going to do a voice call vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
That was not.
You're good. Okay, well, the resolution passes unanimously. Thank you very much, Senator. We'll now move on to info item 7.2, prayer room advocacy and awareness. The Student Senate has reserved 20 minutes for this item. Senator Kisby and the president from the Muslim Student Association, Roman Kiran, will be presenting on disparities at the university regarding available prayer rooms.
She's on her way, so we're just gonna have.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So can you pull it up, Freddie?
Yeah, of course.
This is the one. I'm gonna do it this morning, so you're good. Yeah, you're. So we're here. If many of you guys were into it last year or the year before, you know that religious spaces have been a priority of mine, especially with Ron, who will be here in a second. We have been discussing the importance. Sorry. So this is just an info item to start you all off. We are advocating for bigger prayer and mediation spaces, more prayer and mediation spaces, and maintenance of the current prayer spaces we have on campus, which is only one. Some context, there is only one prayer room on the entire campus, and it is located in the south wing of the library. Has anyone seen it or know where it roughly is? 50-50, yeah, so it's like a closet. If you want to talk about the use of it in a sec. Freddie, next slide.
Yeah, so I'm a member of the Muslim Student Association, but also Muslim, obviously to be a member, or you don't have to be, but I use this prayer room as much as I can when I'm on campus because Muslims pray 5 times a day, and that is the only space where we can really pray on campus that is clean, and it tries to be upkept, but it is very, very small. So, for example, the women's side only has 3 prayer spots, and so does the men's side. And sometimes when I want to pray with a big group of friends, because when you pray together, we get more good deeds as part of our faith, that's not really possible. And another thing too is there's other clubs that use it, like 6 students. I've seen them in there meditating when I'm praying, and that's awesome and amazing because that's what the space is for. But it's not nearly big enough because they also pray in groups and in circles. And so, like I say, there's a capacity of 4 to 6 people, and so it would really, like, what the whole point of this is, we need more space to pray. And there's an iftar with the MSA put recently, and there's a lot of Muslim students there. There's a lot of Muslim students on campus. There's other faiths like the Punjabi Student Association and the Sikh Student Association that use this space. And so the space is really a necessity for us because praying is a necessity, especially during the holy month of Ramadan when there's a lot more students on campus that go to pray there. And our only really other space is if we go across the street to the Fresno Mosque, which I've done a few times, because getting in my car and driving on campus seems more convenient to me than going to the 3rd floor of the library and using a space that's not big enough for me and my friends to pray together.
And then also to add on, Jewish students can't currently use the prayer room because it's not considered kosher. In Jewish faith, we have to have a for sure wall separating the 3 different genders. So you can't, especially in times like Passover and Yom Kippur, many Jewish people can't currently use the prayer room you have, as well as I've heard complaints of people who are Messianic Christian and other faiths as well, who typically pray longer in the day. Freddie, if you can move to the next slide. This is currently the only pictures online of the prayer room and the only information that is given to students. How many of you, based on this picture, could probably figure out where it was? Yeah, but like, think about it in the sense of, this is on what website? This is not advertised across campus. So, like, say a couple of us can, when we are looking exactly what we're looking for, but students that are Christian often didn't even know that this was, I've met a couple of Jewish students who didn't even know there was a prayer room on campus because it's not advertised. And then next slide. To just go in why this is more important, Muslim students pray on average 5 times a day. How do you say their name again? I'm blanking on how you pronounce.
Sikh students?
Yeah, they pray at least 3 times a day. They also pray longer, typically, right?
I believe so.
Yes. And pray with, like, of course, people don't want to, when they are doing these rituals, they don't want to do it in public spaces. So it's extremely uncomfortable and sometimes unsafe to do it in public spaces when you are praying. And then, again, so there is a need. There's already been a need for a bigger space, but now with the growing religious population on campus of all religions, it's important that we have a religious space and a religious group for most religions to meet. Next one. This was supposed to be a one slide, so if you want to.
I basically hit this already. There's not enough space for all of us to pray together, and we get more good deeds when we pray together. And so it's really not convenient. And just to add on, like, I was a freshman in college. I didn't even know we had a prayer room. I found that out my 2nd semester, and I had to go around asking my friend who was a 4th-year Muslim student to help me find it because I didn't know how to find it. And it's in a really scary part of the library, in my opinion. And another aspect of it is we could pray outside, and there's, like, praying is very accessible to an extent. But when you're praying, you're only focused on praying in that practice, and so you're not aware of your surroundings whatsoever. And I really need to come up here and say it can be unsafe for Muslim students, especially when you're praying, you're covered. So if you're not already visibly Muslim like me and other hijabis, you're covered when you're praying as the woman, and then the men have their own version of it covering, and so you already are vulnerable. And I see it when my parents pray outside, like we alternate so I can watch them while they pray, and then I'll pray afterwards because it is a really unsafe time for us at times. And so a lot of us, for example, will wait outside, especially during Ramadan when a lot of people want to go pray together. And so we'll wait outside, and then another group will go in, but it would be amazing if we had the space to all just pray together because you don't even need to know each other to pray together. Like a few ASI members went to the MSA FAR where they saw how the prayer works. It's one person leading it, and everyone's just praying together, focused on their prayer, not aware of their surroundings. And so a bigger space would be very amazing and just a more accessible space, because some of you guys here know where it's at, but I didn't know where it's at as a freshman, and I had to find out from another Muslim student who was a 4th year, and I still struggled to find it even after she gave me the directions, so she had to like literally walk me to the prayer room. And ever since then, I've been trying to use it when I can, or I'll just go across the mosque, which is a more bigger accessible space, but not accessible for students.
And then again, like, the space, of course, can be used by Christian students, because there's also, another aspect of this is we're asking for just a space on campus where all religions can have, like, for example, there's a lot of Christian clubs, and they, like, for example, Ash Wednesday happened, and they used this room, but it would be nice if we had a dedicated interfaith area on campus for these students to be able to rent out, use for, say, Jewish students want to have a Shabbat or a Sabbath or a Torah studies, because in Jewish faith you're not supposed to study the Torah alone. It's supposed to be in community.
We only have about 8 minutes left of the item, so if you want people to ask questions, I'm not telling you to hurry up.
But rude.
Sorry.
But skip to the map, please.
Of course.
So this is a map of Fresno State. The library is obviously not centralized, so we're trying to also like figure out the reason why is also, imagine if you prayed 6 times a day, 3 times a day, trying to run from the business building to the library to pray. Not very accessible. And then the next slide. The space has not been maintained or cleaned. Muslim students have actually gone in there and cleaned it. So that's the only way the prayer room has currently been maintained. There's actually, I encourage you all to look back at these slides. The next slide will have a video of what it used to look like versus after what Muslim students cleaned it and added stuff to the space to maintain the clean nature. There's a video on the actual link if you guys want it. These are some prayer, down. Yeah, this is some interfaith at different colleges and organizations. Like, it's as simple as just having a room, like that students can rent out for all different faiths. There are multiple faiths depending on the time of the year. Like, Catholics have been using the space a lot more during Lent, the Catholic Student Association. So like, just let people who have kind of, in a sense. Next one, that's the conclusion. So if anyone has any questions, you do have to ask them to me. But yeah, so if anyone has questions.
Are there any questions on the floor today for Senator Kisby regarding their presentation? Okay, seeing and hearing none. Thank you so much for presenting with us today. Thank you for preparing the presentation. Okay, we will now move on to info item 7.3, budget call preparation. The Student Senate has reserved 15 minutes for this item. It'll be both me and VPF Zamudio Tejas talking about it. So did you want to lead with how many items we had starting for our next meeting?
So for next meeting on April 9th, we will be reviewing the budget call applications, and the Finance Committee has recommended a total of 15 applications out of the total 26 applications. Again, you guys have access to all of the applications, those that were approved for recommendation and those that were denied by the Finance Committee. The Senate has the ability to review them and give their opinions as well. And if they want to bring any of the other applications back, they also have to do so. We do have kind of like a baseline as to how much we can spend. So the Finance Committee was very, I guess in a way, conscientious. Oh my gosh, guys, heat exhaustion. But they're very conscious of that budget line, so they really made the recommendations based on that and based on our budget. So if you guys have any questions, you have the recommendations made last year and what the Senate approved last year as well. If you want kind of like a guideline, you guys have access to all of the applications. So feel free to ask away any questions. Again, we want to be as transparent as possible.
At least while you guys are thinking of questions asked, the way that we're going to be doing budget call is the same way that we did it last year. All of you guys already have access to all of the applications. It's in the drive under the budget folder in our Senate drive. You can see all approved applications, all denied applications, all of it is there for you guys to view. You can also, we've also put in there a comparison of last year's recommendations, so you can compare between the two from this year, last year, and the reasons as to why. I will be putting all those things on the agenda for next meeting. We'll be going at them one by one, so every single org that's requested money will be going through them one-on-one. Everyone has the right here to amend amounts, whether to increase, whether to lower, whether to vote on it to keep it the same, whether to deny the proposal outright. But I just want you all to keep in mind that the Finance Committee puts in a lot of time to review these applications. They don't deny or accept these to trick anyone here on the Senate floor. The same as how all of you guys do committee work and bring it to Senate afterwards. So, and then also to any of the guests that come to present or to defend themselves or their presentation or appeal, you know that obviously I've always supported you guys speaking your mind and being as truthful as possible, but we also must be respectful to the members of the campus community. These are community members who we have worked with repeatedly over many years. We'll always have a relationship with them, and I just want you to keep in mind that we really should be respectful. Most people put their best effort up for us, and when you compare between orgs, sometimes the standards aren't the same, and that's to be expected. So I hope we have a good budget call. It's just being honest with you, we're going to be here for the entirety of the allotted time that we have in Senate for budget call. That's how it was last year. I'm actually fairly certain we went over the 2 hours that we scheduled for. We did, right? So just be prepared for that. Keep in mind, please review all the applications in advance. We've had it available for you, so there's no way for anyone to say that you weren't able to see it before. So, did you have anything else?
In the drive, there's also supplemental documentation that different organizations have sent to really help their case when trying to present. So if any more supplemental documentation is sent, I will relay that information to you guys as well. Feel free to ask questions if you guys are confused on anything, reach out. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So are there any questions for either me or Lupita today? Okay, seeing and hearing none. We will now move on to action item 7.4, the consent calendar. The Student Senate has reserved 5 minutes for this item. ASI President Van Hoven has given recommendation approvals to the election court.
Hi guys, so our consent calendar is just 2 appointments to the ASI election court. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me.
Okay, seeing and hearing none. If there's no discussion, I will open the floor for motions. Senator Chowdhury?
I motion to approve the consent calendar.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Kisby?
I second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing and hearing none, I'll be doing a voice call. All in favor say aye. All against say no. Any abstentions? Seeing and hearing none, the consent calendar passes. We will now move on to amended action item 7.5, the financial consent calendar. I'll let VP of Zamudio Tejas detail it.
So earlier in the day, I sent the financial consent calendar through the telegram, but I'll go over the applications that were over the $1,500 that the Finance Committee can approve. So first up is Ada Kappa Youth. They are requesting $2,900. The Society of Asian Scientists and Engineers are asking for $2,400, and the Fresno State History Graduate Student Association are asking for $2,000. If you guys have any questions on the event or have any questions for the Finance Committee members as to why they made these recommendations, feel free to ask.
All right, are there any questions? Seeing here none, I'll open the floor for motions. Are there any motions on the floor regarding the financial consent calendar? Senator Dubois?
Motion to approve the financial consent
Thank you.
calendar.
Senator Firstman?
I second that.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing and hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing here none, it passes unanimously. We'll now move forward to item 8.0 reports. First is item 8.1 executive reports, starting with Senator Van Hoven. Oh, sorry, I did it again.
Guys, I've been demoted twice. Wow. I'm gonna get a promotion next Senate meeting, don't worry. I don't have anything to report, thank you.
That was so great. Yeah, just expect for transitions. We're going to be working on transitions as soon as these elections are over. I'm going to be trying to match up college senators with your new counterparts, and then senator at larges so that they can field which positions they would like to be in once they're in those roles. And they have an EVP that can select them for next year, because it won't be me, finally. Thank God. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, you guys are doing a great job. And we have a month left. We have 3 Senate meetings left after this. So great job this year. Really happy with y'all. And next is VPF. Somebody take this.
I don't have much. The budget will also be reviewed after the budget call recommendations are made. So again, you guys have access to the budget as well as the budget call applications. So make sure you review. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself, Manny, or Director Martinez. And with that, I yield my time.
Fortunately, today I'm going to have nothing to report. Go Dogs.
We'll open the floor for item 8.2, Senator report, starting with Senator Bledget. Thank you.
I yield my time.
I yield my time.
Hi, I just wanted to let everyone know that next Wednesday, April 2nd, is Take Back the Night. Everyone's welcome. It's from 5 to 9 p.m. We're going to be starting here at the RSU Event Plaza, and then following an informational session, there'll be a protest, but it'll be a peaceful protest, so everyone's welcome to it. And I yield my time.
I yield my time.
My only announcement is you guys should all attend the Veterans Memorial Restoration on April 5th. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. And I yield my time.
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 I do have a couple of announcements. Sorry for not saying you my time, but intramural softball is going on right now. It's not too late to join up a team. Biggest sport of intramurals. It's going strong. Rec Center is averaging 1,000 students a day, which is a 30% increase across the board, not just in attendance, but pretty much everything. Intramurals, the Rec Center attendance 30% more than last year before the refresh. So it's thriving. So it's always good to see. And with that, I yield my time.
Sir. We'll open the floor on item 8.3 staff reports. Director Martinez.
I'll make this short and sweet. Great to see all of you and happy to join you on this Wednesday. Alright. Well, it's great to join you on this Wednesday afternoon. As you all know, elections will be held April 1st and 3rd. It has been a lively, robust, and spirited campaign season, to say the least. I ask this kindly to make sure that you're all following the rules. And if you have any questions about those rules, please come and ask me for consultation, as well as the candidates. Tell all your friends I would like to get our student voter engagement up to 10% this year, which I think we're on track to doing so. If anything else comes up, please feel free to reach out. Stay safe out there. It's getting warmer. Drink lots of water and stay hydrated. And see you all in 2 weeks.
Sir. We'll now move forward to item 9.0 adjournment. Does any member have any further business before we adjourn this meeting? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Senator Kisby.
I motion to adjourn.
Senator Rivera.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion, debate? Seeing and hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Any abstentions? It passes unanimously.